Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, let's get into the TA. All right, guys, I'm going to share my thoughts. I want you guys to walk away from this video like, you know, there's no guessing where your boy stands on this one. I'm just going to make the statement right now. Guys, I think downside is limited. Just like I thought over here on this day right here, when you were right here where you broke out from, guess what? It is three days later. And yeah, you really haven't gone to, I don't want to say anywhere because that is down like 0.8% there. But no, guys, we're really not, you know, you're not moving much. All right. We have OPEX Friday. All right. So we have 4/19/2024 being a big one. All right. So that is going to be OPEX Friday. Expect some volatility tomorrow. All right. Not today. I'm going to be honest. I'm not really looking for anything today. But I'm also going to say right now, guys, I do think we're right next to a bottom. All right. I think it's going to play out pretty much exactly like this one. All right, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Just like when we got the same exact red bar at the top, right over here. All right, we said the same exact thing. We didn't say it was going to happen. We said we definitely said that this is what happened last time, and there is a solid shot that is going to be the case this time. You did that, and then it happened this time. All right, did I play it the best? No, I didn't at all. All right, I did not play downside here. I don't want to. All right. I'm telling you right now, you can short down here. All right. You could play short, but if you're not short-term trading, if you're just trying to flip from, you know, your swing longs to your swing short, I'm telling you, you're short in the hole. All right. Your downside is limited. Your downside, max downside, is a little over a percent away, 1.25% away. It's going to be down here. Well, that's 1.1%. All right. But, yeah. All right. Just about 1% away. That's your downside risk. Now, where do I get this from? All right. Well, first things first, your daily RSIs are all at 30. All right. SPY, it's not at 30, but it's at 34. QQQ, not at 30, but it's at 35. Well, what happens when we come over here to Mr. DIA? DIA, guys, you already came all the way down here and tapped 30. You're over here on IWM, and your RSI is at 32. Short the hole. Be my guest. I don't really care. You're like, you know, you're not really going anywhere down here. I'm going to reiterate what I just said. All right. We've kind of gone absolutely nowhere over the last few trading sessions. And guess what? I still think downside is limited. Right here is your risk. Where do we get that from? All right. You come over here. You had a 5.7% sell. Well, how far down are we from the top at the current point in time? Guys, we already came down 5%. What happens if you come down here, right here to this exact place? You're just about that 5.7%. We'll put it right there. All right, guys. So yeah, all right. I do think you are going to continue lower, but I think you're going to get a pop. I want to make that very clear. I've been open about it. Past few days, guess what? I've been buying May 17 expirations. I think it's going to pay off. Doesn't have to pay off. All right. That's my bet. I'm just going to tell you right now, at heart, I'm kind of a swing trader. And I see no reason to be swinging short when VIX is sitting here. It makes no sense. Ever since it came all the way up here, I just don't see a reason to do so. It's just not my play. You could do whatever you want to do. I don't care. All right? I will do what I do. And that's, you know, what I'm describing right now, guys. I'm going to ride this thing back up. I think in the end, we are going to literally have this opportunity, then you can short right here. This is my plan. I'm going to short the golden pocket when it gets up here, and that is the next decent, you know, after this long trade, that's the next decent swing trade. It's going to be shorting from the golden pocket. You have to get up there? No, but you just did this, and I highly doubt you're going to only come like that and then fall off a cliff here. You're probably going to do what you continuously did over here, all right, which is like, hey, you come down here, you have a 5.7% move down. What happens? You gave back 5% of that move. Not 5%. What would that be? 4.7%? No, 4.5%. You gave back 4.5%. Math ain't mathing right now with my head. All right. Guess what? That would be equivalent to you coming down here, and then over the span of like a week, you shoot all the way back up here. Do you think that May 17 expiration is going to catch that? Yeah, I damn right do think that May 17 expiration is going to catch it, all right? Hate all you want, all right? I'm just going to keep sharing my opinion, and there's a reason I did not post the video last night. I got out of work. My apologies for missing the vid, but yeah, I got out of work later. Sometimes, guys, so I work in 2 locations. One of these locations, I'm actually there again today, but one of these locations, I happen to be like 30-something away minutes from my house. So to come home and record that, and I happen to work up until 9 o'clock most nights. So guess what? I have to, I have to come home and then record it after work. And I also knew there was a solid chance, all right, that I would be reiterating the same things I had reiterated the day before. So, you know, I'm just going to say right now, guess what? All right. This is what I'm thinking, but I would have definitely shared the same exact thing yesterday. I still don't think, you know, I don't think it's time to be shorting. I'm going to go over some setups. All right. Well, I'm not even going to call them setups because maybe you don't want to look at some setups. All right. I'm just going to, you know, really look at some of these components of the spine QQQ. All right. And you could tell me what you think in the comments. All right. You turn on extended hours and you have this 4-hour RSI in oversold territory. It's been over a year now. You've had one occurrence of you staying down here. All right. And from that point, you bounced. All right. You bounced up $7 there, 2%. And then you fell 10 more bucks, 3%. And then you rallied. Okay. And if you just gave it 2 weeks from your buy-in over here, yeah, you had to sit through some drawdown. You did end up catching that 3% something move to the upside. We do have this daily uptrend coming into play here. From here to here. And now we're getting another touch point right here. I think it's like that buyer step in. All right. If you really do tank all the way down here to 397, what's going to happen is your daily RSI is going to be all the way down here. And then at that point, I'm going to say, guys, we're about to have a ripperuno. All right. We're about to have a big guy. All right. Next major component, Amazon, which this is the next one I am waiting to take a position on right here in this golden pocket. We are waiting on it. You're getting some buyers. I think you're probably going to come down here, which is, you know, the same reason. Guys, SPY is so close to filling this gap that I think, you know, you're probably going to come down there today or tomorrow. I hate to tell you, but I also got to tell you right now, all right? You know, it's just right there. You already filled the NVIDIA gap over here. You fell off your cliff right here. All right. You came straight to your gap. Now, on the downside, over here on QQ, we are watching 421.63. That is the level to be paying attention to. We can actually get rid of that clutter right there. All right. And we're going to come over here to the hourly time frame. And I will point out, you do have this falling wedge going on here. And you have, you burned your divergence. So you do not have any divergence going on. But you do have this falling wedge pattern right as you come into your demand zone. So that is something to take note of. All right. You come over here to SPY. And guess what? You do not have that. All right, you do not have that. Let's see if we can draw something like that. No, we're not even going to try and do that. Oh, no, no. You got something going on here, but, you know, I don't know if I really want to call this a falling wedge. Yeah, you got the same thing. Actually, no, this is the exact same thing I just drew over here in QQ. The exact same thing, right? So you do have a bullish falling wedge over here in SPY. You do have the triple/quadruple bullish divergence going on over here on the hourly RSI. Bullish falling wedge, hourly time frame over here on SPY. And you have the same thing going on over here on QQQ. All right. Now let's go back over to these components. All right. Meta. All right. Now Meta is actually one we were watching down here. All right. And boom. Congrats if you did end up riding that. Premiums are juiced for next week. All right. But I will also acknowledge Microsoft premiums are juiced for next week. And I did happen to take a guy on that. Okay. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, honestly, guys, I think you're about to rip on tech earnings. That's what I think is about to be the case. If they sell you into tech earnings, they're going to rip your face off on tech earnings. That's what's going to happen. All right. You got Meta over here. All right. I'm not saying some big old 20% move is going to happen like over there. But yeah, if they sell you this thing down into next week, all right, you have earnings next Wednesday, guess what's going to happen? You're probably going to get a big ripperuno to the upside. You come over here to NVIDIA, all right? Now, how are we looking over here on Mr. NVIDIA, guys? You came down and smacked dead on our 823.94 level, and I am tight that I missed it. But I will tell you right now, this thing looks sexy, all right? Again, I don't think they're setting all of these looks up for no reason. I think you're about to get a big ripperuno to the upside, not to the downside. All right, a ripper comes there. All right, fall off a cliff, that's downside. Okay, but yeah, ripperuno, guys. This thing is in a bullish falling wedge here. All right, let's just you can see that. All right, you are finding buyers here in the golden pocket coming from here to here. That was your most recent move. You really can take here. All right, but you know, if we're going to look at this daily time frame, where was the last impulsive move from? Well, you had this one. All right, so that's a zone, and then you come down. Here was the low, and then boom, that was the straight up move. From then, it was very much so not impulsive whatsoever. All right, so it's very clear that this was the impulsive move. This is a whole lot of chop. And you actually do have this like head and shoulders looking formation here that I'm sure is probably tricking a lot of people out here. Guys, bullish falling wedge into demand zone, into golden pocket, bullish divergence on 4-hour RSI. Not much else I can really point to here, all right? You guys can connect the dots in your own brain. But yeah, I'm bullish on this. Next one we're talking about, SMCI. This thing could fall off a cliff. It very much so can. All right. But I will definitely point out this thing is definitely breaking a major downtrend. And guess what? It has been consolidating just like Mr. Nvidia over here for quite some time. And I think it's probably about to rip some faces. All right. You take over there. You put it right there. Take that. You put it right there. And now you have yourself a pennant. Let's get rid of all the clutter on this chart. Let's get rid of all these levels. All right. You have coming from here to here. Guess what? Golden pocket. Let's get rid of the golden pocket. Let's get rid of this level. What do we now have? We have a sexy setup. All right. We have something that I think is probably about to rip faces. And you know what? If it doesn't do so from right here, which I think it's extremely likely that it happens from right here. What if it doesn't happen? What are we paying attention to? We're just going to put on the golden pocket again, just like we paid attention to in the weekly update. And anybody who took the shot, you got paid. All right. I'm just going to tell you right now, we're just going to be looking for buyers down here. The 4-hour RSI is going to come back into oversold territory. And then we're going to be looking at it in the golden pocket again. Probably going to align with somewhere around this same spot. You've been finding buyers here, 875. So it's either right here. You're going to come back down here, and this is your next opportunity over here in SMCI. There's that. All right, guys. So that is pretty much it, guys. That is pretty much it. I don't think some of these charts would be looking the way they are if we weren't about to rip back up. All right. I'm going to reiterate what I said at the beginning of the video and what I have been saying the past few trading sessions ever since we hit right over here. Downside is limited. You're watching the 497.37 gap fill. Underneath that level, you were paying attention to 493.56. This down here, this is where you're looking for buyers. And again, people can start calling for massive downside from this level right here. But you're not going to get it without this. All right? It's not going to happen. I'm pretty darn confident on that one. It is not going to happen. You see price come down here, you look for a bounce. You look for this. Things take time. All right? They take time. Patience. Patience, dude. Patience. This will take time. This, guess what, is almost done. That's what I see. This equals, we're probably not going to see this thing like hanging out up here. We're going to see it cool off. Let's look at it this way. You are getting over it, coming down to it, and it looks like it wants to start curling back up. But I'm going to tell you that's probably not going to be the case. Why? Because you look back at every single flipping point until you come all the way back here at end of 2021. This is when we had the beginning of the bear market panic. All right? You came down to it and you bounced off of it. All right? You have not had that happen in quite a few times. So between here and over here, once you went there, you were done for. Okay? We have right here. So we have a 1, we have a 2, we have a 3, we have a 4, we have a 5, we have a 6, we have a 7, we have an 8, we have a 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We're going to call it 15 because this one is still loading, all right? Is this going to be the case? 15 out of 15 times, you have not gone above this level, came back down to it, and then went back up. Nope, this is exactly the spot where you started crushing from 15 out of 15 times. Now, add that 16th time in there. We have 15 out of 16. You guys want to do some math? All right, you want to do some math with your boy? All right, you guys want to do this? Because I'm highly confident we're not going to get a crash right now. That's a 93% chance that you are going to see VIX not turn back up from here, and you're going to see it turn back down. Now, if you really want to, add in all of these other times. Well, now we have a 1, we have a 2, we have a 3, we have a 4, we have a 5, 6, 7. All right, so what's 7 now? 7 plus 15. Well, it's 7 plus 16. All right, so what does that give us, guys? 23. Well, what is 1 divided by 23? No, it would be 22 divided by 23. That's how we would get that. A 95% chance that you see VIX crush from here and not rally. Henry odds. All right. That's how I'm thinking. I just want to make it very freaking clear in this video how I'm thinking. I am 100%. I'm not going to say 100% certain. Yeah, I am going to say 100% certain. Yeah, I'll say 100% certain. All right, guys. I am certain that if you come down here, this is going to be your bottom. All right. You could freaking, you could dance around here for a little bit, but this is your bottom. You buy time here. You don't have to do anything. Your boy is going to be buying time here. All right. And the next one I told you already about is Amazon. I think this thing is coming down too. Like I'm just saying, guys, the further you go down, the more buying opportunities you get here. You can try shorting it. All right. You can. We very clearly can see you've had an aggressive sell. All right. This was the impulsive move. But guess what? You're going to get a correction to that impulsive move. You got a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5. All right. You're going to have your corrective, waves there off of your impulsive waves. That is just how that works. You guys want to see what I'm talking about. You have that. Well, what do you get? You get your correction. You have that. Well, what do you get? You get your correction. That, you didn't correct after that. All right, guys. So from this point, we are looking for 2 more bounces and 2 more sells. It is going to go something like this. You're going to bounce from somewhere around here. You're going to probably come up here and, anywhere from 510 up to 518, we're going to say this is the potential here for this bounce. Once you start selling from that bounce, you're looking for this. All right. And then you're looking for this at some point. And then you're looking for this. And this is where your bottom will lie. All right. Just like over here. Does not have to go picture perfect just like over there. But let's just talk about it. Well, you did end up seeing a 5 point, was I wrong about that? 5.7% sell. Then what do you see? You saw almost a 5 point, we'll call it 5% bounce. All right. So a 6% sell followed by 5% bounce, followed by a 7% sell, followed by a 4% bounce, followed by your last sell, 6% sell. All right, guys. Well, if that one fell 6% and rallied 5%, and I think we're probably, if we come down here, this will probably be around the bottom, 495. Guess what? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? This $20 move I just showed you, that is what I'd be speaking about. I'm not speaking about this crap. All right. And when I started looking for this, all right, guess what? Watching down here. Okay. Well, actually, I was looking for buyers start step. I was thinking you were probably going to get something like this. I ain't even going to lie about that one. I'm not going to lie. All right. Straight up. I thought you would start getting buyers right there. That is when I started really liking longs. All right. But I'm so honest, guys. All right. I firmly stand behind this belief. The further you go down here and the more looks you get like this, the better your buying opportunity is. And as long as you buy time, you probably will be very rewarded. All right. You go short here. I don't know what you're really trying to catch. Like, You could get lucky on catching this last little, you know, butt of the cigarette there, but like $8, $24. All right. Let's literally just look at it from this perspective. This is what I want to be, you know, so clear about. There you go. All right. You have a lot more upside from this point in time. And I don't think you're coming down here. All right. Right there. There's a 3-to-1. All right. So there's that. The more looks you get like this, the better that buying opportunity gets. All right. That's pretty much what I want to make very clear in this video. Let's look at how your boy Apple's doing. All right. Apple's been a piece of poop anyway. All right. But Apple does have this bullish divergence going over here on the daily RSI. All right. Honestly, screw this falling wedge pattern. It didn't end up working out. You've given back the whole move. So there's that. All right. Yeah. I mean, these are really the things that are, you know, leading me to believe you're probably not going to be just falling off a cliff continuously here. All right. Let's actually come over here to IWM. 4-hour time frame. Guys, this thing is oversold. This thing is oversold. You don't look to sell these things. All right, when they're oversold, you look to buy them. Come over here. This thing has a 4-hour bullish divergence right here at the bottom of, you know, right here. All right, right there, breakout, 4-hour bullish divergence. Screw the divergence. It's just clear as day. It is just, you know, it's down here. Let's look what happened. All right, right here. So first things first, you've been down here for quite some time now. All right. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Well, how long did you stay down here before? 2 weeks. See that? 2 weeks. All right. So you're doing the same exact thing. All right. You're doing the same thing. I don't know what you want me to tell you. This is literally what I'm talking about. You've been oversold for quite some time here. You're probably going to start catching that bid. I don't want to keep going with this because I'm going to sound like I'm saying the same exact thing. And I know for a fact they sound like a permabull. I know for a fact. All right. But there's not much else I can do here other than just point to what I'm looking at. And what I'm looking at, it's still the same exact stuff, except now we just have more of it. All right. I see no reason to be getting bearish down here. I think this is the exact spot. Like here on the 495. This is where you get bullish. This is where you prepare for this. All right. You are going, if you've been laddering it, this is where you go heaviest and you hope for the best there because of what you're seeing. Now, I understand hoping it ain't a trading strategy or nothing like that. All right. But I'm just going to tell you, you don't typically see things like this. And you know, this is what I'm talking about. Maybe we are. All right. Maybe it is going to be something like this where you just, boom. All right. You have all that, and then boom, you say, screw it, let's go a little lower. Got no idea. I got no idea. But it's like, you know, just looking at the total sum of everything that I just freaking showed you, all right? Yeah, bottom's real close. That's what I got for you today, all right? That is what I got for you today. I hope you guys enjoy it. I know for a fact that people are going to say it sounds like a permabull. I'll wear that title right now. I will gladly wear the title. Because
that looks easy.
Yeah, all right. I think I'm gonna get paid, so I'm just gonna keep buying in down here, and I'm gonna wait for that bounce, and I'm gonna exit everything along this buy here, and then we're gonna short the thing, all right? Because you know this is why I view myself not as the perma bull, all right? Because in reality, I know this high, this bounce probably leads to the lower high. I'm not gonna freaking long that, all right? I'm gonna long here when I think it makes sense. And I'm going to ride that thing. All right. That's my plan. I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day. And with that being said, I'll catch y'all in the next one. And I did drive home about 30 minutes just to record this video. And now I'm going to drive back. Let's get it. Let's do it, dude. All right. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.